Welcome to day 69 with Mary Jo. Align and shine. Look into my eyes. Align and shine. Welcome, dear soul. Welcome, dear heart. Welcome, dear divine human. Awakening into remembering the holiness, the wholeness, the unification, through unification, reintegration of that which has lived in separation, identities, aspects, fragmentation, to come back in, to be remembered, reunified. And each time that unification happens, feeling the expansion of a greater wholeness and a greater capacity for grace, graceful flow, and gratitude for it all, even the messy, even the most challenging, messy stuff, and also gratitude to put it down and not have to live in those patterns anymore, and to, yeah, healed, reconciled, surrendered, let go of the whatever it is, the struggle, the drama, the unforgiveness, so on and so forth. So this has been the theme running through these videos. 69 days I have showed up here on video to share whatever is here to share in the spirit of radical authenticity, to share the messy and the magic, to keep showing up even when I don't feel like it, even when my own shadows are up in my field for a review, to really show up even then, even then. So the shadow of the parts that are trying to remain out of the light, not be seen in the light. And this is the battle between the light and the dark, so to speak. Is the dark is just that which is seeking the light. So it's like you can think of it as our, recognize that everything is love, and think of love as wholeness, think of love as unity, think of love as inclusiveness, or it's that which is looking for more love, seeking more love, which means that unification, to be included. So what feels unseen, unheard, is those aspects of self that are just awaiting when we can cultivate enough inner alignment and presence and groundedness that we can stay steady with our breath, with our nervous system regulation, with the earth below us, until those parts can soften, instead of the push-pull of the duality, the light and the dark, the yin and the yang, but the conflict of that, the push, the pull, the fighting, the pushing against, the pulling, or as the Buddha talked about, Siddhartha Gautama, that this human suffering is caught in the dynamic of either craving, which is attaching, entangling, more, I gotta have, or aversion, avoidance, pushing away, resistance. What you resist persists. So stuck in that dynamic. And that shows up in the smallest ways in our life. Is I need this person to say the right things to me so that I feel okay. Or I'm avoiding having this conversation, or avoiding this, even looking at herself in the mirror, because it brings up too much confrontation, perhaps, or discomfort or judgment. So avoiding whatever that thing is, avoiding. Or maybe we're in a relationship and there's some uncomfortable, deeper emotions rising, and we don't want to face them, so we make the relationship wrong. So that's when we disconnect from the body into the head and kind of get into the mental realm of mentalizing everything in order to not feel, in order to not be present. So we drop from the mental realm through embodiment, somatic therapies, yoga, anything that helps us be present. Feet on the earth, walk in nature, become aware of our breathing. A hug, when we get that embrace with somebody and our nervous system just goes, I can relax enough to feel safe enough to feel held in this embrace, to start to soften and to start to rewhole, really. So from the mental, rather than the energy just up here, it can drop in, drop down through the body, and yeah, start to reintegrate those energies that have been holding out, we'll say, in a duality perceptional lens or belief system, unhealedness, etc., etc. So I want to share with you something I've just been tuning into today myself, and I thought it'd be awesome to bring it to you, which is you may have come across this guy already and his song, but it's such an amazing interpretation of the dynamic that we all go through. It's called being human. It's called being human in duality, in the light and the dark, or the angel and the devil, and having that dynamic play out. And it really does play out in the mental realm and the emotional story realm. The more that we can bring those, what appears like two sides, but they're really just two sides of the same coin, once they can, the yin and the yang, we realize they're actually complementary, masculine, feminine, they're complementary. They've just been playing this game of separation of the one energy, to play out the two sides of the coin. And then we call that, I mean, as a creational dynamic, it's polarity or contrast. And then when we really get into the mental realm and our beliefs and our perceptions, and we get really caught into that, strong bias and perceptions, etc., then then we call that duality, because we're seeing in opposites. We're seeing in opposites, and extreme duality is the divisiveness and division that seems unresolvable, or yeah, like it seems so like divisive, or like you could say like a lot of what's going on the political stage and how people are feeling like there's this gap of of you know, um, separation basically between one side and the other. That's the extremes of duality, and that's a lot of what's playing out on the planet to come into, and the wars and everything is that not recognizing that the other side you're fighting or killing or whatever is actually you. It's actually just your reflection in the mirror. It's the part of you that you're fighting. So when we start to awaken, this is why humanity's awakening is so important, so that we can start to recognize, oh, it's all me. I'm just fighting myself. I'm just fighting myself. I recall a time way back. So firstly, before I go any further, I want to dedicate this day 69 to some fabulous people that I know have been tuning in to these videos consistently. So I just want to thank you so generously from my heart. And that is my hubby, Steve. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the hugs and embraces you have given me, where my nervous system has felt safe to breathe, to relax, to release the tears, the frustration, the fears, and so forth and so on. I honor you. I love you. And I also offer this video and gratitude to my sister Dee and partner Max, who I was speaking to in Ireland this morning. I'm in New Zealand and my hubby's in New Zealand, but we're in two different places at the moment. Modern relationship, vibrantly evolving our love and our sovereign love. So yeah, I want to acknowledge all of you. Thank you so much for witnessing me. Thank you for witnessing my journey. Thank you for receiving these videos, and to everyone else that's receiving them that I'm not aware of. These are just the people I know in my inner circle that are cheering me on, and I feel get oh wow, this is making me emotional. Get it on a deeper level of what I'm really up to here. That it's takes great courage to really move through what I'm moving through. And of course, know me behind the scenes. Dee, my sister in Ireland, we grew up in the same room. And yet we've spent the second part of our life, our adult years, living different, yeah, different paths. And yet there's this incredible connection, which is a real testament to the realness of love, soul love that goes beyond the human dynamic, and certainly goes beyond the duality dynamic. And the love, the love that deepens and expands and strengthens, not because of what we've been through, or sorry, not in spite of what we've been through, but because of what we've been through. The depth and the breadth of the intensity, the challenge, the traumas, the hurts, the woundedness. And yet somehow there's this connection that is there, that is beyond all of it. And all of it can be included in, yeah, which is beautiful, which really is what real true love is. That's why love heals all. And love as unconditional inclusivity, which again is wholeness. It's the wholeness of who we are. It's the unity of who we are that that forgives the unforgivable, speaks the unspoken, loves the unlovable. And there again, it's just that two parts, the dark and the light, or the devil and the angel. And they realize, oh, we're just two sides of the same coin. You were just playing the part that lived in the dark, or the forgetfulness, or the separation, and the angel was the part that got to stay in connection with unity and to remember its wholeness. And we have been in that dynamic in our humanity of that push and pull energy between the light and the dark within us, between the light of what feels acceptable, loving, kind, generous, abundance, wise, certain, confident, assured, reassuring, encouraging, integrated, really, integrated with the whole of us. And then the other part, which unintegrated, and where the doubts come from, where the unresolved stuff comes from, that holds the memories of rejection, of being abandoned, of unworthiness, of too much, not enough, of victim consciousness, of poor me, lack, limitation, opposites, the opposites, the opposites. And through this, knowing what we're not, we know what we are. So when both of those come together, the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, when they actually come together, and this is the awakening into remembering, and they can reintegrate, reweave, reintegrate these aspects that had been in battle, or push and pull, or maybe ignoring one another. Again, when we judge externally, oh, those bad people, where are we not acknowledging that shadow or that darkness within ourselves? Well, it's a shadow when the shadow is really where we're denying. The full denial is the shadow. It's the avoidance, it's the shadow, it's under the carpet. We don't speak about that, and it's the stuff that perpetuates from the shadows, which can be, that's incredible abuses, for example, are perpetuated in the shadows. Because once it all comes into the light, and it's, whether it's dark or light, whether it comes into the light of consciousness through authenticity, which authenticity is revelation, and we realize that once the judgment is dropped, there really is no good or bad or right or wrong. It's all an experience. It's all God. It's all source. It's all the universe. It's all this dynamic of energy. and reflection through the perception of opposites. Or it could be on the other side of the polarity of, pointing to those goody two shoes over there. So where are we denying? Where are we keeping in the shadow or light? And that place in us that just, is good-hearted and is loving and kind. So we can see all of those dynamics play out within ourselves, within others, and once we can make peace with it within ourselves. This is why Gandhi in India, his way of getting the British out of India was he stopped the conflict. He brought peace to the conflict within himself, and through him being that walking beacon of peace and alignment, he inspired hundreds and hundreds of thousands, millions of Indians to not fight back, not participate in the conflict with the British. And yeah, I'm not sure the exact figures of, what harm came, but of course, eventually, because they weren't fighting back, there was nothing to push against. And eventually the British left. So that is the power of our peace. That is the power of our alignment. That is the power of our coherence. That is the power of doing the inner work. So whatever you may see on the external world that rattles you, and you may feel helpless or hopeless or powerless around, I guarantee you, I reflect to you now that you have the power within you. You have everything you need within you to reconcile that peace within yourself. And when you reconcile it within yourself through bringing breath and presence and forgiveness and love and kindness and listening and patience and whatever it is that you want the world, forgiveness, whatever it is that you think others need to be, more patient, more kind, more respectful, more honoring, maybe to listen to you more. Where can you give that to yourself? To honor you more? Where can you give that to yourself? To nourish, perhaps. If it's starving people in Africa, for example, where can you nourish yourself more? Nourish your spirit, nourish your body, nourish your being, and be a living example of that, and to emanate that then into your humanity, just by your very presence on the earth. This is how we ripple the shifts and the changes. This is why awakening humanity is so vital. This is why the 3-eye atlas I shared yesterday, it's coming through the solar system to awaken, to open up, so that we stop looking down at the conflicts, at the bitterness, at the old stuck energy. And we start to open up and expand our remembrance of who we are, and to include more of who we are, to bring it online, to awaken, to activate. And that's what these videos are for, transmissions, to awaken, to activate, to remind, to be a reflective mirror, for you to feel the resonance, something that clicks like a light bulb, that clicks in you. It's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. I was getting caught up in whatever I was getting caught up in. Maybe it was just your own thoughts. Maybe it was what's on the news or what's going on the other side of the world or wherever. It doesn't mean denial that that's upsetting or disturbing or whatever. But where can you reconcile that within you? Because that truly is your power, and your power is your presence. That truly is what true power is embodied presence, especially now, here and now, embodied presence, not escape out of the body, grounding in the body, expanding your awareness of self through that more expansive universal awareness. The microcosm of the macrocosm. Science says the more you go down through the cellular nature, subatomic particles, there's empty space, 99.999% space. And the more the microscope goes down, the more it looks like a solar system in our cells, spinning around, electrons, protons, neutrons spinning around. So it's all a mirroring. As above, so below. As within, so without. Ole ekine la kala hakolo ole ekile. Ekine ele akila akono ole okolo ele ekine. Okay, so I'm feeling that I would like to speak about this on my neck there. So I've had a bit of a skin thing going on for a little bit of time now. And it's on the left side, which is connected to the feminine, on the throat, the vocal cord there. And it's very much connected to what has been silenced within me, within my lineage, within my soul for many, many lifetimes. So as I tone and as I do light language, that's given me permission. I'm giving myself permission. I'm letting go of the control and the resistance and allowing that energy to move through me without conditions and without having to go into the mental realm to make you understand or even for me to understand it and to trust the feeling, the energy, the frequency, the resonance. So I invite you to do the same. And I, I, I invite my tones to bless your tone, your true frequency and resonance, and to reclaim and to re-remember that deeper refinement, if you like, a resonance, radiance within you as the light that you are, the true light. And I don't mean light necessarily as the sun, the solar system, and the moon, the lunar, the dark and the night and the day. What I mean is the light of your own consciousness, conscious awareness, presence that can hold the light and the dark, can unify, can hold both dynamics and 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 without judgment, of course. Otherwise, we're gone to one pole or the other. The minute we judge, we go into duality. So it's separation. And we are perceiving, we're perceiving other, separate. So the unity consciousness is we can hold both the light and the dark as as balanced, as harmonious, as relevant, as contrast. And then we get to choose consciously. We get to choose consciously from our unified field. We get to choose consciously how we walk in the world. So we're not trying to fight the dark and we're not trying to fight the light because there is no more fight. Because we've reconciled it within ourselves. We walk as peace, we walk as harmony, we walk as authenticity, we walk as clarity, we walk as alignment, we walk as trust, we walk as surrender, we walk as flow, we walk as grace, we walk as frequency into form. We remember that everything is energy, energy, frequency into form, and that our voice and our tone and our sound, it is an instrument of resonance. It is an instrument of resonance, and that we're becoming more attuned as we awaken, more in tune, and more sensitive to that resonance through pure feeling, not emotional stories, but through pure feeling of resonance. And that's a refinement, that's a purification, and that is the journey of awakening. It's refining, it's purifying to come back to that pure feeling, frequency, tone. And we honor the energy, the emotional stories You know, they're just energies, packets of energies that are looking for reconciliation, recognition, healing, expression, tears, anger, grief, sadness, rage, whatever it is. And that none of it is right and none of it is wrong. It's just all experience. Truly is just experience. It's experience of consciousness through form, through energy, energy expressing through form. And it's beautiful, it's magical, it's magnificence. You are truly magnificence in form. You are truly an expression of all that is in form. This is the awakening. This is the remembering. So breathe that in as I share and I finish with this song from REN, where he really acts out and shares this dynamic of the devil and the angel and the voices and the battles that we all go through. So I share this song. It really touched me when I seen this song. And there has been mental illness and imbalance in my own lineage and family. And a lot of that has come through distortion. It's also connected to my neck, where the feminine hasn't been honored, the feminine energy of that sensitivity, where it's been squelched, and going all the way back to the timelines of persecution for being sensitive, being intuitive, being connected. So yeah, so healing the distortions through recognition. So it all begins with acknowledgement. And Ren went through his own journey of battling or attempting to battle the dark, battle whatever he was battling, and realizing eventually that there was no winners and there was no losers, that it's an eternal dance. So it's a beautiful message. So I'll share that with you, and it's an amazing song and lyrics, and it's so good. He's so talented and amazing. Let me see, where is this? Oh, it's not. Oh, hang on. I need to do something else. Yeah, I just need to okay, just bear with me a second. I need to change something over here so I can bring it up for you. Let me close that one down and okay, hopefully I'll be able to do it now. Thank you for your patience. Take a breath. That's the good thing when we really connect with our breath. No matter what's going on, we're in traffic, things aren't going our way. We just take a breath. Enjoy that sweetness of your own breath and your own connection. And here we go.
Hi there, Rand. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ren, on you're pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately. And I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect, they're always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program. Rejoice, all your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kind of doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Because when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not left over dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving. Delusional guy, where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran. Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics, or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connected, and the people who find it respect it. And for me, that's enough, because this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal. Next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man. You're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with his subconscious. Eminem did it. Played on guitar. Plan B did it. Man, you're not original. You're criminal. Rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you. I don't need you. I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself. I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you. I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. I'ma fucking kill me, then. Let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it. Watch me prove it. Who are you to down my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots, and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I'm bow to the will of a mortal. Feeble and normal, you wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that poses the vision. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren. Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So clever of the man I've become, When I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire or stand in your fire, inspired me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side. When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget that we are human beings.
Okay, so there you have it. Amazing, eh? And I would say it's the eternal dance that also brings us home into the remembrance that we are all connected as well, connected with angels and the underbelly, call it the demons. But once we integrate the angels, the light and the dark within us, we remember that all is whole, all is a dance, an eternal dance, a joyful dance, a creational dance, and that the more we can go with it and be playful and curious and open and relaxed, as he said, and soften and surrender. That's what I mean, the exhale, the sigh, the letting go of the fight, the letting go of the resistance, allowing the softening that says, okay, I'm not fighting anymore. I'm not running. I'm not chasing. I'm just allowing myself to be here in this creational dance, to be the paintbrush of all that is, to let the universe move through me, the crystalline light moving through me like a waterfall of crystalline light. It moves through me, fluid, flowing through the spine. Balance of strength and flexibility. This incredible expression of all that is of consciousness, of energy, of frequency into form. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing, not a trap. It's a blessing, not a prison, not a prison. It's a blessing, not an earning. Not anymore, my loves, not anymore. For we are awakening up out of that duality consciousness and remembering the unity within us, also known as 5D consciousness. Again, these are words, these are terms, these are ways to give our mind some reference until we can just trust and allow and surrender into this eternal dance. Yeah. Nothing to prove, nothing to disprove, nothing to struggle for or struggle against, but to be carried by. That is the invitation now, to relax into a greater remembrance of the self in its eternal dance, and to be held by the field of consciousness, to be held by the crystalline resonance field of light, of resonance, of coherence. And so it is. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, you may be seeing this on Substack, my Substack. If you want to, if you feel resonant, sign up to my Substack to receive my videos and newsletters into your inbox. So go to Substack, maryjohalligan.com. You will find my Substack there, or click a link underneath this video in my links on YouTube. Yeah, and write a comment. So I'm remembering now to put a comments box in my Substack and a comments box. Well, there's comments under the YouTube, on the LinkedIn, wherever you're seeing this. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, just how this touched you, what resonated, and yeah. So with breath and presence, I say farewell, and I will return tomorrow for day 70 of this 111 days, aligning and shining with Mary Jo. And so it is.